health workers, some of the health workers, or a lot of people think a partial stroke is a stroke that happens on one side of the body, and then a complete stroke is a stroke that happens on two sides. That's not what a partial stroke is. A partial stroke is a medical condition, like it, where there's loss of motor function, movement function, it's not working again because of a problem. I'm not trying to bore you with the academic definition of it, but even health workers think a partial stroke is one side, complete stroke. A partial stroke is a stroke that goes back to normal in usually 24 hours, or a stroke that resolves almost completely. We are too busy as health workers that we don't read. So the purpose of the content we make is so that when you're doom scrolling in the evening, that you came back from work, you come inside this place and have some information time. So we'll try to make boring things as interesting as possible, so that you can also benefit from the time you're wasting scrolling your TikTok and your other social media platforms, your Facebook and all that, and YouTube, you know. But that's just something on the side. So we are saying that if a relative has that problem where one side of the body suddenly just stops working, what has happened is that all the blood in the body goes through small vessels, small pipes. This camera is not very good. You will have seen veins on my hands. I have a couple of veins on my hands. Those veins are like pipes that carry blood back to the heart, and arteries carry blood away from the heart. So you can feel the arteries, you can't see them, but you can see the veins. You want to feel the artery, you touch this part of your body. Touch this part, you feel it pulsating. And touch the neck, you feel it pulsating there. Touch here, you can feel it pulsating right here. Okay, those are arteries. They have pressure in them because blood is leaving the heart through them. So there's pressure. But the veins are bringing blood back. So what is inside vein is called negative pressure. Negative pressure means suction, like when you're sucking a straw. When you're sucking a straw in, there's no pressure inside the straw. It collapses itself if you do it too hard. But when you're blowing a straw, do you understand? So that is blowing blood out through arteries and sucking it back through veins. You didn't know this thing before. Now you're benefited something from watching me. That's how the circulation works. The blood is pumped out of the heart through arteries, comes back through veins, and it keeps going like that, out, in. And the point of the blood going around the body, again, all the blood in the body everywhere. If I suddenly pull out your hair, I'll see blood under the hair. It's like a plant in the soil, and pull it out, and you see because even the hair needs the nourishment in the blood. The blood carries everything the body needs inside it: the air, oxygen, nutrition, everything the body needs, carries it and distributes it everywhere, down to your nails. Your nails are not hanging loose; they are embedded inside. So if I pull them suddenly, you see blood at the edge, so that there's blood supply to even the nails. To the nail, pull your teeth out, there's blood under. Pull your eye out, there's blood at the back. See, the blood is going everywhere, and it's going through vessels, tiny vessels. A stroke is when one of the vessels that are supplying either this side or even both sides either gets blocked or breaks. So when any of these pipes going to the brain blocks or breaks, that's what a stroke is. What is blocking the vessel? One of the things that blocks it is, I was explaining to somebody, high blood pressure simply means that the pressure inside this thing is bad. I would have opened it and blown. So imagine that I'm blowing air with all my strength through a piping system, with all my strength, and I'm blowing air with every strength I have. So the amount of pressure inside that place, if it's high, that's what high blood pressure means. It means that the force the heart is pumping through those vessels, either because of the force of contraction or the speed, or because of this vessel that's supposed to be this big is now tiny. So the same 5 liters is going through it, but the caliber of the vessel is smaller. The space is tighter. So the pressure is high inside. So as that pressure is high like that, it wants to burst. Let me see, my mic is still on. It's still there. So as that pressure is high inside, it wants to burst that vessel. Guess what the body does? The body tries to make the blood vessel, the wall, stronger, make it no burst. So it will not go and carry fat and be plastering on the wall in an attempt to make it stronger so it doesn't break. So it is a coping mechanism of the body trying to stop that vessel from busting because the amount of pressure in it, and it doesn't give you any sign, it doesn't give you any headache, no sickness, nothing, it doesn't feel anything. While the body is struggling, plastering the walls of the vessel with fat, trying to hold the vessel together so it doesn't burst from pressure. It can keep doing that plastering. And you see, it's fat is using to plaster. And then remember, this is something that's supposed to be hollow. And then you're plastering fat all the way, and then it blocks it. So fat can cause a stroke. That's how one way it does it. The other thing that blocks the vessel is blood clots. So if I wound you and blood spills on the floor, it dries in minutes. So blood should only dry outside. Blood should not dry inside. That's why it's called a cerebrovascular accident. Accidentally, for whatever reason, the blood dried inside. And some of these things that they call accidents, actually they can happen to anybody. That's why I usually encourage people who watch my videos to send them out. Send them out. I've repeated this particular topic. Maybe it's you. God is trying to tell you something. Send to everybody you know so that they will have information. The moment you're the one having the problem now, you can sometimes it collects your voice. You can't talk. You're trying to tell them, please go and watch that. You be sounding like they'll say, don't worry, calm down, calm down. They don't know you're giving the information. So now that you have two and two, go and send the video to them. Send to everybody. Let them watch. Let them learn. Because I'm about to tell you what to do to go back to normal, even after you had this stroke. These are the type of videos that should go viral. 200 million views. 200 million views on this video will bless me. Don't get it wrong. But do you know it will bless the 200 million people? Are you seeing? You know, and it's just one act. You that's watching, you share. And you're sharing it to protect yourself. You may be thinking you're sharing it to help me. But indirectly, the people you're giving it to are learning. This thing, you see, you started nodding your head when you were watching this video. The same way, when the next person will not, they don't know these things. These are what things I'm talking about now. You have some idea, but don't know them like this. You see, so you spread the thing so that people can have information. So that when you are the one who is locked inside the body that's no longer working, you can't talk. I said sometimes it comes with you can't speech is gone. It's called dysarthria. You're there. You tell you calm down. You're trying to tell them, please do so thing. They can't hear you again. You want to carry your phone, they tell you keep your hand. Don't worry, relax, we'll do everything for you. They don't know you're trying to send them video. It's late that time. So send the video so that people can have information on what to do to help you. You know, so when the clot, again, it's an accident. Can happen to anybody, even myself. You know. So blood clot forms inside the piping system. When that happens, blood does not is going to the brain. It meets the clot, it doesn't get there, stops. Then there's infarction at the brain because blood is needed. The activity of the brain, what is in the blood is needed to sustain it. So activity stops there. Of course, activity stops here. But not just activity, life starts going away. Because the life of this cell, the life of the species we're talking about, whether it's an animal, whether it's in the blood. So when blood is not going to that place, life starts leaving it. And the opposite of life is death. So some of the tissues may get injured and then go ahead and die. And brain injury is irreversible. So when this happens, from when it happened, but that's for the type that is blocked. That's another type where the vessel actually breaks. So your blood pressure is so high, or not just even blood pressure. Sometimes again, it is still fat, bad fat that goes and packs inside that vessel, that goes and soaks the wall. Imagine wall that is supposed to be strong, and there are things that are on it that are dirty and sticky, and then they start creating some reaction that makes the wall weak. So the wall can just open and leak. So blood is going to the brain and then diverts because it pours out. Of course, when blood pours out and touches the brain matter itself, you're not going to have a fun experience. Just the blood itself touching the brain matter. Blood that is not supposed to touch at that point. The person is carrying it somewhere. And then it stops and pours, spills out. It goes into places you should not go into. And can create pressure. This skull you're seeing does not expand. So the amount of what should be inside is limited. It's not an expand. Your bladder can expand. As urine is filling your bladder, it will expand. Your womb can expand. As baby's growing, it expands. Your stomach, sir. If you have ascites, if you have water in your stomach, see people that they are moving around. You have big, some pictures on the internet, you see them. They have very big stomach. Because the stomach but the head cannot expand. It can when the person was a child. When some of these sutures junctions have not closed, can keep opening. But now that it is sealed up, what will happen is the skull will push back on that brain. So if water or blood, you're bleeding into the head, you're bleeding into it, the skull will stay the same shape, the same. If it's 2 liters, you can take it's 2 liters. So as you're pouring more matter into the brain, it will now be pressing the brain. And cone, it's called coning. It will now be trying to squeeze the brain out from the exit. All the things I'm describing will be showing you your physical body. All kinds of things will be happening. It can even cause respiratory arrest because movement is controlled from the brain. But guess what? This movement is also controlled from the brain. So when you can no longer do, that's what? That's death. You see? So I said one of the vessels like carrying blood to the brain. As it's going to the brain, it breaks and then blood spills. It means blood doesn't get to where it's going to. And it's also causing damage as it's pouring. But it doesn't get where it's going to. So double problem. These are the two reasons why blood doesn't get to the brain and creates what you call a stroke, albeit one side. It is this side of the brain that controls this side of the body. This side controls this side of the body. If this happens, the first thing you should, usually before 3 hours, anywhere you are in the world, anywhere in the world, and don't assume people know. A lot of people are informed, people are, but a lot of people don't know. Anywhere in the world, go and get a CT, a non-contrast CT scan of the brain before you start going to the hospital. So if you're in places where there's no climbs, where the emergency system works, they already know. So nobody, they do that for you. The tax, sustains, and that's taxpayers' money. But if you're in places where you have to, those type of places, I'm giving you information now. Information is live at this point because this one can also fail alongside this one that failed. And when this fails, you know what it is. So go and get a non-contrast CT scan of the brain. When you get it, it tells us clearly what's going on here is that a blockage has happened. What's going on here is that a breakage, so that we can now start managing. See why it's important to do that scan. The solution to a block will destroy a break. Solution to a break will destroy, I will explain. If it is a clot that has blocked, there are drugs we can give you that will clean that clot out. We call them thrombolytics. They break clots and the blood flow will be restored. If it is a clot that is there and your BP is high, for example, sometimes we leave that BP because the BP can, the high BP is, I told you, it's just high pressure inside that place. Pressure inside the soul. And something is blocking it. You can leave that BP small, yes, because it can flush it. Oh, my mic is still on. Yes, it's still on. Because it can flush it. But if we are dealing with something that is broken and there is still high pressure inside it, already when it broke, the body attempts to heal it too. Just like when I tear you now, after a while you stop breathing, something comes and gums and tries to heal it. So that healing that tends to happen, BP is high, to open again. Because or I use my hand, something is healing already. Some recovery is trying to happen by itself naturally. I didn't know because I'm doing like this. I don't know if it's a block or a break. And I'll go and give anti-thrombolytic things that break clots. And it's already a clot that's attempting to heal the break. I'll go and give that and it will dissolve it and bleeding will start again. You see why it's important to get that first. So that you've seen this probably 2 times this week. God is talking to you. You're seeing that you're looking at it like don't look at medical. Information based content, you must share it. You can't be sharing memes. You can. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But you know that for your own good, when you surround yourself with people who have knowledge, you're safe. Somebody will go and put his hand somewhere and come and shake you. You shake the person. And then you have collected something from somebody else's irresponsibility. Now you wish that person was responsible. Do you understand? So when you make your circle informed and educated, something happens to you, you're in safe hands, at least in the beginning. So that's why, yeah, that's for that.